John, you mentioned after Tuesday's game that you didn't want to watch the tape. Was this game that you watched a little bit more to see kind of what mistakes continued on?
Yes. Not dissecting it with you. I'm not dissecting it with you. Certainly watched it.
I guess, what's your degree of concern regarding the direction of the team after these last two games?
Well, whenever you lose, you're trying to switch it up, right? You're trying to find a way to get back to momentum. And just what we do as coaches, try to get them back, try to bring up a couple of points when we need to get better, and try to find a way to get a win.
John, on a day like today, with the deadline, you have practice. What's the day like for you? Like, how involved are you with Danny and some of the guys that are maybe
same as every day. We talk every day, and obviously as the deadline has been coming here for the past week or so, it's the same thing each and every day.
Yeah.
Talk about any conversations he has, talks to me about players, I talk to him about our game. Nothing has changed that way. Obviously we know what's going on, but it doesn't change my order of business down there. It's to coach the team and try to fix what needs to be fixed, and that's how we went about it today.
You mentioned yesterday morning that you thought it was a really important game for Sam Ersson in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the goals really weren't on him. The one goal by Kyle Connor, the distance shot, though, probably one he wishes he had back. Has it changed your view of him? You were expecting more from him last night?
Well, we're still looking for improvement. I don't like the third goal. I know Sam doesn't like the third goal. Made some key saves, made some big saves. Not much. There wasn't much in front of him again. So certainly not looking at Sam for that loss. But that's going to be an evaluation as we go through the last quarter here, not just on one game, but he certainly was better than the prior two.
For Sam, what was he managing his workload so kind of overworking what happened during the playoff finish last season? So he's not going to
Just that. We'll watch him. We'll see how he is. See what the schedule is, the back-to-backs. It's pretty condensed here, and act accordingly.
We noticed that Scott Laughton's not on the ice. Is that because you guys just want him to be obviously in rumors? Is that more of like a keep his head clear, don't bother him at practice?
Yeah. It's obviously his name's been out and about there a lot, so it's going to be a very quick skate. So we just kept him off.
Gotcha.
Has your maybe coaching strategy, coaching decisions changed this year with such condensed schedule in terms of how it's like almost like every other day is a game right now?
Well, the big part of coaching is managing the schedule, managing the practice time, managing how much tape you show them, the rest, how you travel. That's a constant. It's condensed. It's going to be even more condensed next year with the Olympics, and so we certainly take that into account. That is taken into account once we get the schedule in July. But as you start going through the year, you get your bumps and bruises and just the wear and tear. It's a conversation we have as a coaching staff each and every day as we get into a number of games, where the rest is, where we can practice. All that comes into play all the time.
Does it help almost after having maybe these two games where you didn't see what you wanted to see from the team, that there's literally a game immediately after? It feels
Yeah, I think the guys want to play. For a team like us, these are tough days because they see teams ramping up that are going to take a run at it. Right? We're not. We're not able to ramp up, and we're in a different situation. So, had a really good meeting. Had some tape this morning. Practice them, but they want to play the games, and I think the schedule lends itself to that. There's not going to be much more practice time. It's going to be mostly games.
John, it hasn't been officially announced, but multiple insiders have reported that Andrei Kuznetsov was traded to LA for a third-round pick. Not necessarily asking you to confirm it, but I guess what were your thoughts on his time with the Flyers and as a player?
Yeah, he's. I just heard about it when I was coming up here, so I'm not sure of the details of it all. But good kid, full of energy, very skilled. It's tough to give a full report on him because I just haven't had him long enough. But I liked his energy. I don't think there was really a connection when I tried TK and him, have tried TK, and it just hasn't worked. I tried him and Misha a little bit last night. So it's a guy that obviously the book of him is the inconsistency. He's really good, then there's some struggles. So I do believe that happened, and I wish him nothing but the best. It's been a good experience for me with him. I hope for him with us, trying to find and try to help his game. But you have a skilled guy like that, and maybe he connects with a player or something like that in LA. Maybe it'll help him. So I wish him the best.
Was there anything that he could have done here to for you guys to stick around? Or was the vision always like that you were probably going to get him somewhere
No,
else
the vision was it just came down to me right before I came up here, and so yeah, that's where it kind of goes with Danny. If they think I'm not sure what we got back. I think it was a third rounder, yeah. And Danny, if Danny felt that was worth it, then he makes the deal. But I coach the players, as we talked about it. We talk a lot about what's going on. With Kuzi, I thought he had some good moments with us. I thought there were some struggles. But it's hard for me to give you a full determination. It wouldn't be fair to him because I just haven't had him long enough.
John, last year, Scott Lawton said he really appreciated when you called him as trade rumors started flying a little bit. Just wondering this year how much you've maybe been in touch with him through all this, because I know he's a pretty important guy, I think, to the culture here.
He is. He's a very good friend of mine. We've talked quite a bit this morning. His name's there, but I think it's worn on him a little bit. I think there's been some struggles in his game, and I guess rightfully so, with all the stuff flying around him and his family. But that, like I told him this morning, no matter what happens here today, if you're still with us or you're not, our relationship's always going to be our relationship. That'll never go away. And quite honestly, at the end of the day, when you're done coaching or playing, those are the most important things. That's going to be a guy that I truly respect and love, that is always going to be part of me.